song, and then Beyonce discovers them and signs them to her management company. I mean,
exactly.
That kind of stuff happened. Yes, in fact, that's a true story. That did happen. But, there's people that also win the lottery too. I mean, so we have to look at this more strategic. Let's just take you and I, for example.
Sure.
We're both authors of books, right?
Sure.
We are doing this podcast in part to share our knowledge and give back to the world and help the community of musicians. But at the same time, it's to let people know that we've written books and that these books are available for people.
Sure.
That's not a bad thing. I created something that's going to enrich people's lives, and I am not afraid or ashamed to talk about it and say, hey, you guys, there's a lot of love that went into this, and this will be a great tool that could help you. And the same thing with your book as well. I mean,
sure.
So look at us. We're doing it. We're not just sitting at home just expecting it to magically fly off the shelves and for everyone to know it exists.
Right.
Does that not make it good? Of course not. The books are excellent, but that's not the way the world works. I mean, think about it. Apple every day is marketing. There's billboards all over the place.
Right.
Are they just expecting people to magically find their computers? No, they market. Everybody markets.
Wow. Makes sense. Wow. So let's go a bit further into your book here and what you offer. So if I were to pick up the book, Music Marketing for the DIY Musician, what are the types of things that can I expect to walk away with or learn as a musician?
The book covers the complete marketing process, everywhere from everything from vision to the execution of a marketing plan of attack. A lot of people think that marketing starts after the product is finished, and that marketing is essentially promotion. However, marketing is so much more. It starts with a vision. It starts with an idea. It starts with a clear view of where it is that you want to go. Because if you don't know where you want to go, how is it possible that you map out the directions to get there?
Right.
It's kind of like MapQuest. Do you know MapQuest? It says, where are you now? Where do you want to go? If you don't know where you want to go and you don't have the exact address, it doesn't know how to tell you.
Wow.
What to do. So, many musicians listening might think that they have an idea, but really, specifically, what is it that you want to do? Who is the audience that you're trying to reach? Who are your competitors, and how do you have a competitive advantage from your competitors?
And you're saying, sorry, I want to jump in there. You're saying that doesn't happen after I create my song, because I'll admit to you, I've done that before. I'll create a song or put up a single somewhere, and I'm thinking, okay, now I have to market it. I have to create some art, get it out there and on the different platforms. But you're saying that marketing doesn't start when you have the product in your hand. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. However, I want to talk a little bit about the creative process that you just brought up as well.
Sure.
I'm definitely not suggesting that as a writer, I don't just sit and look at my computer and then just start typing and writing what's coming from my heart. But then, as I'm writing, maybe I wasn't clear about what I was writing about. What that is then important to actually formulate. So in other words, if I'm just writing and just creating and sort of spitting it out, at some point I'm going to have to start asking myself, what is it that I'm trying to say? Who is my audience? And then I need to go back and start sort of shaving that down and formulating that a little bit. If you're just going to kind of write by accident and spit stuff out and then sort of figure out, okay, now what can I do with this? That's certainly a technique. But however, what's going to happen is that people are going to feel different things on different days, which is likely to happen. And then what you have is you have this eclectic mix of all this material, and now you don't know what to do with it, and the record companies don't know what to do with it, and the managers don't know what to do with it, because it's all over the map.
Wow.
It's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. It's all you, it's all creative, it's all beautiful, but it doesn't fit sort of a theme or a package. And essentially that is how artists create a style. That's how an author creates an idea and a book. It's not all over the place. There's a strategy to it. So again, certainly I don't want to disrupt the creative process to everybody listening. Go jump in your room and just kind of write from the heart. But at some point, if you want to communicate to an audience, if you want other people to sort of share what it is you did, you have to figure out the story behind it and how you're actually going to tell that story for people to become interested.
Wow. Okay. So, and you correct me if I'm wrong or not, but marketing, when I hear about it, when I think about it, it seems like it could potentially be a full-time job. A lot of us, we hold our day jobs, we may gig at night and write and things like that and practice on the weekends. That's a lot of work to do by myself. But help me to understand that. Is this really doable? Can I spend a lot of time marketing, but also try to spend time doing the writing and still doing the other things, holding my day job and all the things I just mentioned? Walk me through your thoughts about how much time I need to spend on the marketing piece, and am I doing it by myself? What does that look like?
So the title of the book is Music Marketing for the DIY Musician, and DIY is not necessarily to be taken literally as in do it all yourself. It really means BYOB, be your own boss, and be proactive, roll up your sleeves, and simply not wait for anybody to come save you. There is no choice, whether or not we have an hour, whether or not we have 2 hours or 3 hours, whether or not we're busy, there is no choice. There's nobody that's going to care more about your career than you. And there's nobody that's going to care more about getting the message out than you. So we have no choice. My answer to your question would be, yes, it's very, very doable, especially if you're doing the right things. And what's important is that we need to understand what those things are. It needs to be more strategic, more thought out, and not just these random things we do from a day-to-day basis, hoping that, again, we're going to be discovered.
Sure. Okay.
So by going through the steps in the book, by understanding truly what marketing is, you're going to be more formulated about what you do. So the hour that you spend, or the half an hour you spend, is going to be far more productive than just sort of randomly doing things and hoping that something sticks.
Got it.
So yes, we have no choice. Whatever time that we could put in, we have to put in. Of course, keep in mind, we need to also understand how to delegate the workload too as well. So if there's 4 members in a band, each person take a different part. One do social media, one do the booking, one do radio. There's ways to get your fans excited and interested to help you as well. I had street teams of fans across the country all doing things for me, so you empower and get other people excited about working with you.
Sure.
And then of course, one day if you have a little bit of money, there are services that you can actually hire that will do things for you. You can hire a publicist, you can hire a radio promoter. But word of caution, be careful. There are a lot of people out there on the web that unfortunately are just trying to exploit the era that we live in. They know that there's a lot of musicians that, don't want to do this stuff themselves, and they're ready to take your money to do the same things that you could be doing yourself easily.
Wow.
So be careful on that one.
Got it. So I know that there are a lot of sharks out there online. I've seen them myself buy these lists and things like that. And you're absolutely right. People can just find themselves spending money on things that literally do nothing for their music career. But I want to turn our audience attention to why they should focus on materials such as yours, which again is music marketing for the DIY musician. Walk us through what qualifies you to give us insight about the music marketing world, or what did you put in the book that I won't, let's say, find on some random article online? What can I get out of your information?
So the book is based on tried and tested marketing techniques and concepts that are used by some of the most innovative and successful companies and people that are not in any other marketing book. So as I was talking to you about in terms of being unique and innovative and really thinking about what it is you're doing rather than just spitting stuff out and just hoping it's successful. I did an incredible amount of research before I actually started writing the book, because I asked myself that same question. Who needs another marketing book, right? So what I did is I went out and literally bought essentially every marketing book, not just every music marketing book, but every marketing book just on the general topic of marketing. And one of the things that I started to find out is that most of the people that are writing marketing books aren't including things like competitive advantage and positioning and SWOT analysis and customer analysis and market segmentation and company branding and product branding and pricing strategies and things of this nature. Tools that are very, very important to the world of marketing are not being taught to musicians. And I thought, why not? This stuff is totally applicable. So the first thing I did is I wanted to use a lot of those tools, and I wanted to bring in a lot of the information from expert marketers. So in other words, this isn't about Bobby Borg marketing techniques. These are bringing in and synthesizing all of the literature out there on marketing into a book that's comprehensive for musicians. The second thing that makes the book unique is that in every step that we talk about in the book, there's actually a template that asks you certain questions about your own particular product or service that you're going to put out.
Sure.
And then there's a sample to show you what your marketing plan of attack is supposed to look like.
Okay.
So it's a step-by-step process that each way talks about a specific marketing concept and then has questions and a template to help you put together your own plan of attack. Now, by putting together your own plan of attack, you're going to really internalize what it is that you're trying to do, number one, which is going to make it so much more clear about what it is and who you are and what you stand for. Number two, it's a communication tool that can be used among your band, among your team, so that they understand clearly what's going on. And third, it can be a document to use that will actually help you to get investors. This is the language that investors speak. They understand things about, vision and competitive advantage and things like that. Okay. So all of those things. And then finally, the book is unique in that there's a number of resources in the back of the book. I mean, I think over about 500 resources of different websites that you can go to and different tools that I've checked out that I think could be valuable. Things like the music business registries, the Indie Bible, Radio Locator, Bitly, Hootsuite, certain tools that I think that would be good for them to use. And then it even refers them to a number of other books that are out there on the market as well, like David Ecker, an excellent guide to look into about building brands, Marketing Management by Philip Kotler, Positioning by Jack Trout and Al Reese. And then, of course, the final component that makes the book unique is that it's written by a musician for musicians. So the language is very, very simple, it's very straightforward, and it's very conversational. It's not a book that's burdensome to get through. And you can even skim through the book as well. There's box stories and bullet points and subtitles and main titles. So it's not you don't look at it and go, oh my God, I can't read this. 25 pages of text. It's a very, very doable book for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I like to be able to get information and be able to apply it right away. And from what I understand, people who pick up the book will be able to do that. Am I correct in that?
Yes, you're correct. Absolutely. It was written for that purpose. I mean, keep in mind, I practice everything that I am preaching today. And one of the things that I did before I started writing was I asked myself, who is my audience? You know, what is it that they want? What is it that they need? You know, what are the different groups and artists that they're interested in? You know, what are the things that they're confused about? And then essentially I started to put together that information, and then even went further to test the information. Literally every paragraph, every chapter was tested